Welcome back, everybody, to Broader Financial Future, aka BFF. Hopefully, you're having an amazing day so far. In today's video, I'm going to talk about one of Fidelity's Zero Expense Ratio Index Fund, ticker FNILX. Fidelity Zero Large Cap Index Fund. You don't want to miss today's video, so stay tuned. And just a disclaimer, this video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Any investment may involve risks, so it's important that you do your due diligence. So let's jump into today's video. So let's break down Fidelity Zero Large Cap Index Fund. So if you're not familiar with an index fund is essentially similar to an ETF but slightly different. Now, index funds typically track what they consider an index. In this case, this one targets the returns of the large cap US equity market. So basically, they're replicating the S&P 500. This particular fund has no minimum investment requirement, unlike some of their competitors like Vanguard, because some companies charge you a minimum to get in when it comes to index funds. This particular index does not have a minimum to buy in. As long as you're a Fidelity account holder, you can get this fund. Now, the fund does not charge a fund management fee, so it doesn't have like an expense ratio. In this particular fund, sometimes people like to combine this fund with Fidelity Zero Extended Market Index Fund to kind of get a broader share of the total market. Now, if you want to learn more about the Fidelity Zero Extended Market Index Fund, check out my other video on that particular index fund. Now, this particular fund is a brand new one which was created in September 13, 2018. And like I said, it has a zero expense ratio and a zero minimum to get in, which is great. Now, some of their top holdings account for 25.28% of the total portfolio. So when you buy into this fund, you're getting companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, and Johnson & Johnson. So that's some of their top 10 holdings. That's their top 10 holdings and account for 25.28% of their portfolio. So instead of just buying Apple, you're going to get a piece of all these major brands and companies that people enjoy. So that's the good thing about owning this particular company and having an index. And when you look at their major market sectors, right, you're invested in information technology, healthcare, consumer discretionaries, communication services, the financial industry, industrial, consumer staples, and a little bit of energy, materials, and utilities, real estate, just to kind of round it out. Now, the great thing about being in all these different market sectors, when there's like a shift or a rotation, say for example, people are selling out of technology, you still have some skin in the game when it comes to healthcare, financials, energy. That's the great thing about an index. Instead of having one particular company, if that company does poorly, you're still okay because you're still a part of these other companies, and also these other market sectors. So if one sector they're not doing as well as another, you're still kind of covered because you're still diversified in this index fund. This one is 100% U.S. company, so you're not going to get any international holdings when it comes to this particular index fund. Now, they do offer a dividend, and it's typically given once a year in December. So typically last year in 2020, they gave 16 cents per share. Now you can reinvest that dividend back into this index. That way you can just get more shares in the future. Now let's look at their performance. Remember, this is a brand new fund from Fidelity. There's not a lot of history there. But if you look at their 1 year return, year to date, they're up 7.06%. Their 1 year return is 47.14%. In the life of the fund, if you got in on that first date, is 17.67%. Great thing about it is so far they've been positive, they're up. That's the great thing about having a large index fund that tracked the S&P 500. Now, let's look at some of their comparable funds. So when you look at Fidelity Zero Large Cap Index Fund versus Fidelity US Large Cap Large Blend, is basically comparison. The 1 year comparison is basically identical at 47 to 46%. If you look at the lifetime of the fund, it hovers around 17.67%. So it's kind of similar to the Fidelity US Large Cap as well. So when you look at those numbers, it fits in line for an index that tracks the following. If you're looking to invest in a diversified portfolio, this is a good one to consider, especially because it's in the large cap sector. You're really getting the cream of the crop when it comes to the US market. And the great thing about an index fund is with Fidelity, you can set up automatic investments. So if you want to just put like $25 a month into this fund, $50 a month, that's a great way to kind of get started into this particular index fund or any index fund that Fidelity has to offer in general. So let me know. Do you own any Fidelity index fund? And if so, what are some of your favorites? Are you thinking about getting into investing in an index fund? Leave your comments and thoughts below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, peace.